Oh, good morning. The sun is shining through, and we had 2 fans going last night because we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little bodies in the bed. I set my alarm, but I am still very tired as I didn't get much sleep the night before, and I am heading to the airport to pick Abe up today. Every morning after I use the bathroom, I weigh myself. It helps keep me on task, and then I quickly get dressed, get my shoes on, and start to get ready for our run to the airport as we're planning to pick Abe up, but also run some errands. I love this deodorant. It's from Just Ingredients. I will link it below. Code BAYHOME gets you 10% off. And as I'm getting ready, my kids are all around me. Normally I get ready in the bathroom, but I thought it'd be fun to bring you guys along and show you some of the things that I'm using. I recently started using these brow stamps from Mad Love. I just like it because the powder is in this little container and you just pump it to get the brush. I don't know. I guess it's not a brush, a sponge, I guess. Anyway, they're stencils though, and they come with multiple different stencils, so it makes it easy just to put it right on there. The funny thing is I can get one eyebrow so good, even though I'm using the same stencil, and then the other side, for some reason, it doesn't turn out as great. So I don't know what I'm doing wrong. And even like watching this at this angle, they look off majorly, but then in the mirror they looked fine, and later on you'll see they even look normal too. So I gotta just play with it more and figure it out more. I've never been good at hair or makeup, so this is all new to me. And since my eyebrows are thinning, I never plucked them either, so I don't know why they're so thin. Well, I do, I guess, because thyroid, right? Thyroid issues happened, and thankfully my thyroid is corrected now, and my levels aren't crazy off or anything. I was able to correct it through diet and supplementation, but I still have hardly any eyebrows. And so yeah, these look way off. I don't know if you saw that, but one looks way higher than the other. And then later on, I'll point out when it looks more normal to me. And then I've been using this Honest brand mascara. Let me know in the comments if you have a really a better natural one. I just got this one because it was the most natural thing I could find on Amazon with what I knew. And so I will also link this below for you guys. It has a primer that you start with, and then of course the regular mascara that you add on top. And I liked just doing the top. Back in my day, we used to do top and bottom, but I feel like because of the eyelash extensions just being on the top, you can totally get away with just doing the top now. And I actually really love it because I feel like the top looks better than the bottom, the way it would, just the layout of it, I guess. And so I just love the simplicity. I'm very grateful I don't have to, or don't feel obligated to, maybe I do need to, but I don't feel obligated to do anything else but eyebrows and mascara. And I don't even feel obligated to do that. I just like to do it for fun on some days. I don't do it every day. A lot of times you'll see me barefaced because I do believe that women are truly beautiful barefaced. I feel like God made us that way. And I think that it's important for us to be comfortable in our bare skin when it comes to our face. And so that's my 2 cents on makeup. I feel like, I don't know, for a while I had to step away from it completely just because I didn't suffer with any issues per se with makeup. I just hated this idea that women have to wear makeup to be pretty or to be put together. I don't believe in that at all. I think men are very handsome without makeup. They don't have to wear makeup to be handsome. And I feel like women have that same opportunity. And when you talk to men a lot of times too, they just think, they don't even notice. My husband's women wear makeup for women. They don't wear it really for their husbands because we don't really notice or care. And I think that should be a huge relief for women, hopefully. I know, I don't know. I just feel like it's hard when there's women I know who have never been barefaced in front of their husband, and that just breaks my heart. This is whipped tallow that I'm using on my face. The one I'm using is actually one that my sister made and sent me. I also make whipped tallow. I like to do unscented so that way people can just scent it themselves. So if you would ever like to order some, you can email me at jen@thebayhome.com, and that's Jen with 2 N's. Or just shoot me a comment or message or something and I can get a hold of you or something. I don't know. I guess you could go on Instagram. Go on Instagram and DM me if you want. I'm at the Bayhome on Instagram. So now I just take out my braid and I'm brushing through this massive mess of hair. Braiding your hair at night just really helps keep your hair together. It helps it from getting really tangly. So I'm a huge fan of braiding my hair at night. I usually do 2 braids, but I was lazy and I only did 1 yesterday. So, but yeah, I just take out my braid, and sometimes with the 2 braids, it's nice because you can get a really nice wavy, beachy texture. And I love that look, especially if you like wear 2 braids and then you just get in the shower and get your hair wet. You don't necessarily have to wash it, just get it wet and let it air dry. And then I sleep on it, and then the next day, oh my goodness, those waves are so perfect. So yeah, I'm just brushing through my hair, trying to get all the tangles out. And then I asked one of my kids to go grab my hair oil. This is my giant bottle that I make for myself. I do also sell hair oil. I actually had to take it on the website because I was making more sales through local than I was making online. And so I probably should just put up my website again and run ads for it or something. But anyway, if you want to buy hair oil, this hair oil is, it helps promote growth of your hair and just health of your hair. And on top of that, of course, too, like I'm doing other things besides just the hair oil. So I don't want everyone to be like, this is a miracle cure. No, it has lots of great natural ingredients in it though. And I use organic oils. So that's why it's priced the way it is. It's $35 for a dropper bottle. And I believe it's a 4 ounce, or is it a 2 ounce? I'll have to check. Anyway, I have both. I have a smaller bottle I sell and a bigger bottle I sell, but the smaller bottle is $35. And the reason why is because I am using quality organic ingredients. And so, I love it to also so this is how you use it daytime. I just use it as a defrizzer. But if I wanted to do a full scalp thing, I recommend doing it the night before you shower. Not shower, sorry. The night before you wash your hair. I only wash my hair once a month. I know other people don't go that long. So you could do where you're washing once a week maybe, and you would just want to wash or add this to your hair the night before and put it really massage it in your scalp, because it has stuff that's going to help just that health at the follicle level. And then you can also put it down through your hair like I'm doing for defrizzing, but massage it in your scalp, sleep on it. And I recommend wrapping it up so it doesn't get all over your pillow. I like to just use a scarf, or you can use they have tons of those silk hair covers, but they always fall off my head. Silk never stays on. So I just use a scarf and tie it around my hair, and then the next day you can just wash it out. So it does a deep conditioning on it, and you can do that before every wash day. I like to use this a lot as a defrizzer, and a little bit does go a long way. So it just depends on your hair type and how dry it is. As you can see, mine gets pretty dry. But I love it. And you can add different oils if you don't like the smell, because it has rosemary in it. I didn't put peppermint in it because I wanted women who are nursing to be able to use it, but you definitely could add peppermint because peppermint also stimulates growth of hair. But also other things I do is I don't dye my hair. I don't wash it very often. I will rinse it if needed, but I don't typically take shampoo to it. And I'm very careful about the shampoos I use. I only use Castile soap on my hair. I do occasionally use another mainstream curly hair brand when I want to once in a great while do a curly hairstyle that's more of that natural curls and trying to plump it up. But typically I just wear my hair in wavy braids. I do braids and then the wavy out, if I take my braids out, then they're that wavy style. But a lot of times I just have my hair in braids and have it up out of my way, and even in a messy bun on top of my head. So yeah, I just did these cute little twists at the top of my head today, and then I went ahead and went with just a side braid down. And I love the twist. I think it just makes it look so classy and so much more effort when it's really effortless. Same thing with dresses. Dresses make it look like you're putting a lot of effort in and like you're so put together. And it's just like so easy because it's just a one outfit. You don't even have to think about it. You just grab it and go. You don't have to match it with anything. So yeah, you can see here I'm just using the oil to kind of smooth out the top frizz. And I then go into the bathroom and brush my teeth. I used the tooth powder from Just Ingredients, but I also saved the bottle and I made my own toothpaste. I used coconut oil, salt, peppermint oil. You can add xylitol to it, but I didn't have any. I'm trying to think of what else. Maybe baking soda, I want to say. So I hurry up and brush my teeth. This is a fun little lip gloss I had gotten from a natural wellness company. I typically don't like things on my lips because I like to kiss my babies and I hate the feeling of like that stickiness. So I wear this once every now and then. And this cute little boy. Oh my goodness, we were all obsessed with him. He's just the cutest little thing. I changed his diaper and got him ready for the day, got him dressed because he was going to come with me to pick Abe up and to run errands. And when I do these errands, because I am going to Costco, I don't like to take a ton of kids with me because my van is broken down right now. So I just don't have the trunk space and the room for them in our car that does fit more kids. So I just wanted to keep it minimal and just take him. And then one of the girls came as a helper. So I'm just finishing getting him ready, getting his shoes on. And yes, we don't do socks with their shoes. Sometimes we do, but honestly, they prefer it without, and so do we. Especially with little ones. And if you're worried about the odor, all you have to do is add baking soda. And then I'm just topping off my water bottle because I have a goal to drink 90 to 100 90 to 100 ounces a day. Yeah, can you imagine if it was gallons? No, ounces, you guys, sorry. So that's my goal for each day, and some days I hit it really easily and other days it's more effort. So today we are going to go pick Abe up from the airport. He has been gone for almost 3 weeks and it's been a long time for the kids. Thankfully I was able to go visit him, but he had a training that he had to go to and I think he only had like 2 weeks notice before we knew he was leaving. So it's kind of hard, especially for the little ones, but we're excited to go get him today. And since it's in the big city, we are going to do a little Costco haul. Hopefully not get too many things because I am trying to stick to a strict budget and save up money for different projects we have around the house, and different things that we just want to do. You know, there's always, like, you can spend money on whatever you want, but what do you really want, you know, like, and I think as an adult, one of the powers you have over children is deciding what you really want to put your money into and invest in and what's worth it and what's not. And so yeah, so I am trying to make sure that we're not buying frivolously and that we are just getting what we need, and I'm trying to encourage everyone to eat healthier, cut back on junk, and eat more protein, dense meals. And then with, like, a lot of our meals are like eggs, bacon for breakfast, yogurt, fruit. And then I'm trying to get everyone, like, to do more of the meat-based, which they love, so it's not that hard. And occasionally I'll throw rice in for them if they want it, or potatoes, but overall it's just easier to just do meat and veggies, and it's also healthier, so might as well do that. But anywho, so we have about an hour drive ahead of us, and we are super excited to have Abe home. He has to leave again, but we don't know when, and it'll be a 2-month training, and so we're just gonna try to soak up this summer with him and just make it really fun and special for all the kids and for us as well, and just have the quality time, because that's like one of the hardest things with the military. like I was telling my friends, it'd be so nice if they would just give us like a yearly sheet of what the plans are, so that way we could plan around it. Even if it was quarterly, that would be nice. Like, this is what we're doing this quarter, this is the jobs he's going on, this is the trainings he's doing, but they don't plan that far in advance, so it just makes it hard to plan life. And I learned earlier on, we've been in for 17 years, and I say we because it is very much a sacrifice for the spouse and the family, the kids. But my husband has served for 17 years, and it is just one of those things that you learn early on that like you can't plan your life around it, because then you won't ever do anything. So that's why I've also I've taken my kids, and they were little, like on camping trips without him. When he was deployed, I'd go to his family campouts, like all that stuff. And you do the hard things because you want them to have those good memories of, going and doing things like that, and spending time with extended family and cousins and all that good stuff. And so yeah. And we would always go like tent camping. I would always be pregnant or nursing a baby, and it was rough. It was really hard, and it wasn't fun for me. It wasn't comfortable for me, but I did it anyway. And that's not like a brag on myself. It's just an encouragement, like, to those of you who are like, oh, like, I don't want to go camping, or just do it for the kids. If they want to go, take them camping. Like, you only get to raise them as children once. They only get one childhood. And I think it's important to let them have those experiences and memories and yeah, all that good stuff. Thankfully we were able to upgrade to a camper like 2 years ago, I think it's been now, and a neighbor was selling it for really cheap because they were inheriting another one, and so we jumped on that, and that has been a godsend. I don't know if I can go back to tent camping, just because, oh my goodness, for the girls and under, we all fit in there nicely, and then the four oldest boys, they usually sleep out in a tent, and it just works really well for us. So and just being able to like pack the fridge with all the stuff that you need is so nice, and being able to have a bed that doesn't deflate on you, like the air mattresses would always deflate. It was terrible. So anyway, all that to say, if you can, get yourself a camper if you're in that stage of life. If you can't, just do it anyway. It'll make good memories. So we have been avoiding Costco. Well, I shouldn't say avoiding it. Our goal is to only go like once a month, but honestly, I feel like it's been longer than that. And that's just because we usually spend more money than we need to there. Where we live, we have a Walmart that's like the closest store to us, and their pricing is really decent and good. So we try to do most of our shopping there and minimize what we are getting at Costco. Even though Costco does have like great produce and great deals, we just find that we end up spending more money when we shop Costco.
Strawberries.
So we are gonna buy strawberries. As you can see, my daughter is super excited about this, and if you could hear my youngest son, he is just over the moon, and he's like wanting them. He's grunting and making all the sounds like, give me one. And I'm telling him, oh, you got to wait till we get to checkout, buddy. I'm trying to teach him and train him to be patient and to wait, but he just loves his berries. So, and we like to add those to like Greek yogurt. They go great with that. And of course the kids can just down them on their own. Again, I'm trying to be very minimalistic on this grocery haul. I know it's typical for large family grocery hauls to be like crazy and outrageous and like $500 to like over $1,000, right? And like we've had grocery hauls like that because we were stocking up on things or we were just getting a lot of stuff. But now that we've butchered 2 cows, we probably have like 1.5 in our freezer still. We are just really trying to be cautious about how we're spending money on food and really just use up what we do have. So that's what we are trying to do now and utilize the meat. And that is Abe for you, always making things fun. Even the simplicity of grocery shopping, he always makes us laugh. So we appreciate him and love him dearly for bringing so much laughter and joy to our lives. I like to get this bacon here just because it's sugar-free. So I'm grabbing some of that. Whenever we go to Costco, we always get toilet paper and paper towels. We go through them so much, and I probably could have grabbed several more. I should have just go and just like fill up an orange cart with that. But we didn't have room for a lot of stuff either because we did have Abe's luggage in the trunk of the vehicle we were driving, and the trunk isn't like massive by any means. So I was trying to be thoughtful about like what we could use and be diligent with that. But back to like eating and stuff, we like to get Greek yogurt here. I buy raw milk from my neighbor. And I know I could easily make yogurt out of that, but I don't feel like spending $8 a gallon, which I know it's so much more in other places. So I'm very grateful for what we do pay for it, but I don't feel like spending that money and then going home and cooking it and making yogurt is worth that cost. So I like to just buy it, and I just buy the organic Greek yogurt from Costco. And if not Costco, I'll just buy the Greek yogurt from Walmart. And then we go through sour cream like crazy. So we got some sour cream as well. The kids really like having hot dogs on hand, and it's a good protein snack, I feel like. So we also have hot dogs that we get at Costco, but unfortunately they didn't have the Kirkland pack that we normally get this time. So we tried a different one, and then we got like the giant Kirkland one. So maple syrup is always a must, and so is peanut butter when we go to Costco. Normally I try to buy 2 of them, but again, I'm trying to be really tight on our budget this pay period. And so I am scaling back on those things, and then when we run out, we'll just be out. Okay, I'm getting a crap ton of bread because we go through bread so fast and so much, and it's so easy just to throw in the freezer too when you do want to stock up on it or whatever. But I did go home and I told my 15-year-old son, because he uses bread the most, I'm like, I'm not going to buy any more bread. So if you guys want bread, you're going to have to start making it, because I want them to make healthier choices. And I also want them to start focusing more on protein versus carb eating. There's a lot about that and a lot to unpack. And I know people can be like, oh, but kids need carbs and this and that. They'll still get carbs in other forms, but bread is not the best in my opinion. And so that's what I'm trying to shift my family to. You do whatever you feel is best for your family, but this is what I'm feeling is best for mine. And so, I am looking into even like getting a bread maker. So if you have recommendations for like a bread maker that you love, let me know, because I love that you could like prep it the night before and set a timer, and it'll be like ready in the morning, and you don't even have to like really do anything except for like dump all the ingredients in. And it's super easy to make. Like we make bread in our KitchenAid all the time. And I have a bunch of loaf pans. I feel like 4 or more, maybe even 5. I like the glass loaf pans, of course, because I do not like aluminum. But having said that, the bread makers I was looking at, I could get like stainless steel or like a ceramic. I don't know if you saw on the receipt, that was the total. We did get food afterwards. So I got 2 naked hot dogs, no bun. And then there was a chicken bake, another hot dog, chocolate ice cream, and pepperoni. And so that little dish next to me is the baby's. I just think it's so cute. It has little hands and it's little food. But yeah, so we just grabbed a bite because it was like afternoon by this point and we needed to eat some lunch. And so hot dogs are not ideal for what I'm doing dietary wise for myself. but they're better than the alternatives, and so I will take them. So I was very happy with this haul. We did not get a ton of stuff, which was our goal. We didn't want to get too much stuff, but also price-wise, I think this is the cheapest Costco haul I've had since I don't live near a Costco anymore. I used to live within 5 minutes of a Costco when we lived in the city, but now living an hour away, I always have this feeling of like, oh, I gotta stock up, I gotta get all this stuff. And so I was actually really happy to walk out of there. I think our bill was under 200. I actually went back and looked. It was $195. And so I was really happy with that. And then having the food be like, I think it was like $13.50 for our lunch. Not bad at all. So here we are trying to, as you can see, load the car, and Abe has 2 suitcases and a backpack. And so at first I was just going to try to like pack around them and then put some stuff in the back seat. But you'll see Abe comes to the rescue and plays Tetris so well. We call it Tetris. He is the Tetris master. One of the things I was going to mention when I unload my cart onto the belts for them to check out, I always try to put the heavy stuff first, and I teach my kids to do that as well, because if not, sometimes you get these young kids in there, or even maybe they're just adults who never learned, but they will smush stuff. They will put heavy stuff on top of soft stuff. So I am always trying to teach the kids heavy stuff first, and when we're loading the car up, same thing. So there's a tip for you if you want to ensure that heavy stuff goes first and then the lighter stuff will be on top. After we loaded the car up, I remembered that I had brought back 2 pairs of shoes that I wanted to return. These shoes were cute, but they did not fit comfortably, and I am all about comfort and function, you guys. So I had been trying to return these for a couple months, so I felt really bad, but I only wore them twice. The problem with these shoes were the tongues cut into the ankle, and so it was super uncomfortable. And one of them was like a trail running shoe, and the other one was just like a sneaker. So I took those back and got some money back, so that was good. And as you can see, here's Abe being silly and making us laugh and just having a great time. On our way home, we stopped at my son's work and got sister some pretzel bites. They're her favorite, and she rarely gets them. And then we stopped at Walmart to get a couple items. Just junk, really. We could have totally skipped this trip. I took the cubbies from the girls' room. I put them in my room. And so I started putting the boys. This is the baby stuff. This is Azzy's stuff. And then these bottom ones are all empty right now. But it's a good spot for these to go in the meantime. Where the boys' cubbies were here and here, so it's clearing up space. And I will hopefully get all this organized soon. This is some 3T boy clothes that I've just been putting away, so that way when the baby is big enough for these, we'll have these on hand. And I'm just needing to organize stuff and get the clutter under control and dealt with. You guys, this was from Christmas time. We were supposed to do puzzles. Guess I'll just rewrap it and use it again. I'm pretty sure Fly Lady calls them hot spots, but this has definitely became a hot spot in our room. It was originally supposed to be like a changing table area, but to be honest, we don't use that area like we should. We just change diapers wherever, on the couch or on the floor or on the bed. So I'm actually going to get rid of that little changing pad, but it was nice to finally kind of get through a lot of this and figure out, okay, like where do things need to be, and sort through it all and figure out what can we get rid of, what do we need to keep, and just try to get a little more clutter moved out. And you guys, I've already gotten rid of, I want to say five bags of clothes and then 1 bag of shoes. So we are making progress here. It just takes time, and it's just hard sometimes to find the time, you know, because you get so busy with meals and homeschooling, and then like wanting during the summer to go do fun activities and get out of the house and enjoy the sunshine. So But this was nice to be able to really hit this spot today and get it taken care of. For me, one of the most challenging things when doing these kind of tasks is finding a home for everything and figuring out like, okay, where does this go? And then sometimes you want it to go in a certain spot, but that spot needs to also be decluttered or organized. And so it can just be a huge process. And sometimes for people like me, it can become very overwhelming. But thankfully, this one wasn't too terrible, where I knew where a lot of things needed to go, and a lot of stuff too was just to hand down to other families and to get rid of. So that's always helpful when you have friends that you can hand stuff down to. Honestly, I haven't been feeling the best, and I just needed to get outside for a little bit and get some fresh air, and some of the kids were getting cranky too. So I went outside and I was going to take them up to our playground area, but it was so extremely windy, so we ended up just playing on the front porch. Please leave any questions or comments below. Thanks so much for being here. Don't forget to like and subscribe.